Just 2 races left on the program tonight, including the feature race, the women's 800 metres. But first, the men's 800 and back, as Brian Berryhill ran so well here in the Marley Games last year, and another American, Rob Vermillion, with them, along with Clyde McIntosh, Stephen Willis, Simon Harvey, and Sean Farrell as well, and Mark Rogers. Look for him. He could well be the dark horse in this race, running in the outside lane in lane 8. Mark Rogers, who ran a personal best of 147.5 at Canberra a week ago. Simon Harvey, 291, and alongside of him, 290 is Paul Hamblin. 314 is Kim Hogarth from Team McKechnie in the central part of the North Island. 322 is Michael Carver.
Yeah, that's Berryhill down on the inside of him, 295.
Wiping his eyes, Brian Berryhill, 295. You might remember him from last year, the American. And Sean Farrell. So a very good field here for this 800 metres. There's Sean Farrell. Hasn't done much since he's come back from injury. I understand he ran a 47-second 400 metres here over the weekend in a club meeting in Christchurch. And alongside of him, 298, young fella Ben Ruth.
Yeah, Ben's one of the few junior under-20 athletes that has run under 150 for 800 metres.
And also look for 299 there. There's Mark Rogers, the man who ran 147 last weekend in Canberra. 3 seconds better than his best this season, and a personal best for his career. So they're off in the 2-lapper, the 800 metres. And as I said, a very good field here. The American, 2 Americans, and the cream of New Zealand's 800 metre runners, and Sean Farrell running the first 100 metres, of course, in their lane. And along Sean Farrell, close to the pace there, number 297, 295, Berryhill there as well. And the 300, the pacemaker, Darren Redford.
Darren Redford out front. Sean Farrell being very aggressive, running in second place. Mark Rogers off that great run in Canberra in third. And then you've got Brian Berryhill, who says, I'm not quite fast enough, but I'm strong. So I guess we have to look for the fireworks from him at the end of the race.
Redford doing his work down the outside, making plenty of room there for Sean Farrell. That smooth style of Farrell that made him such a classy runner a couple of years ago before he had some injury problems. Let's see what he's got to offer in in the year 2000.
Brendan, the first lap was exceptional, close to 51 seconds for Sean Farrell. That's really good. No wonder Brian Berryhill is struggling there in third place.
Staying with him, however, is Mark Rogers in second place. The American Berryhill back in third place. Right, can Farrell hold on, or did he go out too hard on that first 400 metres? Rogers in second place, running a very crafty race. The American in third place. The gap starting to close a bit with just under 200 metres to go. It's still Farrell, Rogers, Berryhill in third place.
And Stephen Willis has come back in there to fourth place, right on Berryhill's shoulders.
Into the home straight. Rogers grits his teeth. Farrell trying to hang on down on the inside. Farrell and Rogers can't close that gap, and into the tape goes Farrell in a time of 1:47.45, and he would be very pleased with that time. That's the best he's run, I imagine, certainly for the best part of 12 months, probably a lot longer.
Certainly is, Brendan. He ran close to just a tick under that, I think, in the last Marley Games meeting in Papakura last year. But boy, that was a great run because he did an awful lot of the work. If you consider Redford doing the pacemaker, this was the man that took it up, and he also made sure the pace was solid all the way through that second lap, and it certainly turned into a victorious tactic for him.
Very popular figure here, running in front of his home crowd, out of breath, but still with enough energy to sign dozens of autographs. By the look of it, he's going to be there for a while. Once you sign one, you can't just walk away. Yeah, later he says he needs to cool down, needs to warm down after that race, and he'd be pleased with his start to his competitive racing for the year 2000. Sean Farrell.
Yeah, and there's Mark Rogers, 299, came off one of the great runs. Rogers had a great run too, and that would have been a PB if he hadn't run the other week. Stephen Willis has come into third place, and he will look really good in the 4-minute mile. We hope that happens in Wanganui. But this is a great run from Sean Farrell, left into that tape. I guess it was a great piece of relief for him to actually find it. And look at the faces of these guys. They've raced neck and neck. They race against each other a lot, both coming from Canterbury, of course, both with different coaches, and both with very different styles of running. And you can see Sean is very determined, looks across. He's not going to let Rogers get past him. And Rogers, gritting his teeth, is running his heart out. Two very fine runs from Mark Rogers this week, but a great return to form for Sean Farrell to pick up this 800 metres.
1:47.42 the time for Sean Farrell, ahead of Mark Rogers, and the American-based Kiwi Stephen Willis coming home in third place in 1:40.